Thorndike's theory of learning has profound implications for education, shaping instructional approaches and strategies. By incorporating his principles into teaching practices, educators can create engaging and effective learning experiences for students. In this video, we will explore the educational implications of Thorndike's theory, highlighting key concepts and their practical applications in the classroom. I am Blessan Varghese, a research scholar at Mahatma Gandhi University, Kerala, and welcome to my channel, Mindscape. Number 1. The educational implications of the law of readiness. The law of readiness emphasizes the importance of learners being prepared and willing to learn. It suggests that learners are more receptive to new information and experiences when they have a certain level of readiness, which is influenced by their prior knowledge, interest, and motivation. To effectively apply the law of readiness in the classroom, educators should strive to create a learning environment that fosters readiness. This can be achieved by connecting new material to students' existing knowledge and experiences, making learning relevant and meaningful to them. By activating prior knowledge and building upon it, teachers can enhance students' readiness to learn and facilitate deeper understanding. Teachers can also address learners' individual readiness level by differentiating instruction. This involves recognizing and accommodating variations in students' prior knowledge, learning styles, and interest. By tailoring instructions to meet the unique needs and readiness of each student, educators can promote engagement, motivation, and optimal learning outcomes. In addition, educators can cultivate a positive and supportive classroom climate that encourages a growth mindset. By promoting the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and practice, students are more likely to approach learning tasks with a readiness to take on challenges and persevere in the face of obstacles. By considering and responding to the law of readiness, educators can create an environment that supports and nurtures students' readiness to learn. This leads to increased engagement, improved comprehension, and the development of a lifelong interest for learning. Number 2. Educational implications of the law of effect. The law of effect highlights the role of consequences in shaping behavior. According to this principle, behaviors that are followed by positive consequences are more likely to be repeated, while behaviors that are followed by negative consequences are less likely to be repeated. In education, the law of effect suggests that teachers should utilize positive reinforcement to encourage desired behaviors and academic achievements. By providing praises, rewards, or recognition for students who demonstrate positive behaviors such as active participation, effort, and respectful interactions, educators can reinforce those behaviors and increase the likelihood of their recurrence. This fosters a positive classroom climate, motivates students, and cultivates a sense of accomplishment and self-efficacy. Conversely, the law of effect also emphasizes the importance of addressing and modifying negative behaviors through appropriate consequences. By applying consistent and fair consequences for undesirable behaviors, educators can discourage their repetition and promote alternative, more positive behavior. Furthermore, the law of effect underscores the significance of providing timely and constructive feedback to students. Feedback helps students understand the consequences of their actions, enables them to reflect on their performance, and guides them towards improvement. By applying the law of effect in education, teachers can create a positive and productive learning environment. Through the use of positive reinforcement, appropriate consequences, and timely feedback, educators can shape students' behaviors, attitudes, and academic outcomes. Number 3. The educational implications of the law of exercise. The law of exercise highlights the importance of practice and repetition in the learning process. According to this law, connections between stimuli and responses are strengthened through repeated exposure and reinforcement. In the classroom, the law of exercise suggests that educators should provide ample opportunities for students to practice and reinforce what they have learned. By engaging in regular practice, students can strengthen their understanding of concepts, improve their skills, and enhance their retention of knowledge. This can be accomplished through various instructional strategies such as homework, assignments, worksheet, drills, and hands-on activities. Furthermore, the law of exercise emphasizes the need for spaced repetition and distributed practice. Instead of cramming information all at once, educators should design learning experiences that involve repeated exposure to key concepts over time. This helps to consolidate learning and prevent forgetting. For example, educators can incorporate regular reviews and periodic assessments to reinforce previously taught material. Moreover, the law of exercise underscores the importance of providing immediate and constructive feedback during the learning process. Feedback helps students understand the correctness of their responses, correct errors, and strengthen the connections between stimuli and responses. It enables students to adjust their understanding and refine their skills. By applying the law of exercise in education, teachers can promote effective learning by providing ample practice opportunities, incorporating spaced repetition, and offering timely feedback. This approach fosters the consolidation of knowledge, the development of skills, and the retention of information, leading to more meaningful and long-lasting learning outcomes. Number 4. The educational implications of the law of primacy. The law of primacy emphasizes the significance of initial learning and the lasting impact it has on subsequent learning. According to this principle, information or skills that are learned or retained initially have a stronger influence on future learning and memory. In education, the law of primacy suggests that educators should pay careful attention to the way information is initially presented and taught to students. It highlights the importance of creating a strong foundation of knowledge and skills at the beginning of a learning sequence. By providing clear explanations, engaging demonstrations, and effective teaching strategies, educators can establish a solid base for students to build upon. Moreover, the law of primacy underscores the value of reviewing and reinforcing previously learned material. Regular reviews and practice sessions allow students to revisit and reinforce foundational concepts and skills, solidifying their understanding and reducing the risk of forgetting. This approach supports the retention and transfer of knowledge to future learning tasks. Additionally, educators can utilize the law of primacy to structure the sequencing and organization of curriculum content. By carefully planning and sequencing instructional units and topics, educators can ensure that fundamental concepts are introduced and learned early on, providing a strong cognitive framework for subsequent and more complex material. By applying the law of primacy in education, educators can optimize students' learning experiences and outcomes. By providing a solid foundation of knowledge, reviewing and reinforcing previously learned material, and structuring curriculum effectively, educators can facilitate meaningful learning and promote the long-term retention and application of knowledge and skills. Number 5. The educational implications of the law of recency. The law of recency emphasizes the importance of the most recent learning experiences in memory retention and recall. According to this principle, information or skills that are learned and practiced more recently are more readily recalled and have a stronger impact on future learning. In education, the law of recency suggests that educators should provide opportunities for students to review and practice recently learned material. By engaging in regular revision and reinforcement activities, students can reinforce their understanding and retention of information. This can be accomplished through various methods such as quizzes, summarizing key points, or engaging in discussions and activities that revisit and apply recently learned concepts. Moreover, educators can apply the law of recency by employing spaced repetition. Spacing out practice and review sessions over time with an emphasis on recently learned material helps consolidate learning and improve long-term retention. This can involve incorporating regular reviews and revisiting previously covered topics in subsequent lessons or assignments. By considering and applying the law of recency in education, educators can optimize students' learning and memory retention. By providing opportunities for review and practice, offering timely feedback, structuring learning experiences logically, and incorporating spaced repetition, educators can enhance students' ability to recall information and reinforce their understanding over time. This ultimately promotes more effective learning and long-term retention of knowledge and skills. Number 6. The educational implications of the law of intensity. The law of intensity suggests that the strength or intensity of a stimulus or experience affect the learning process. According to this principle, more intense stimuli or experiences tend to have a greater impact on learning and memory. In education, the law of intensity suggests that educators should design learning experiences that are engaging, meaningful, and emotionally stimulating. By incorporating stimulating and relevant stimuli, educators can capture students' attention and enhance their motivation to learn. This can be achieved through the use of multimedia resources, real-world examples, hands-on activities, and interactive technologies that create a dynamic and immersive learning environment. Moreover, educators can leverage the law of intensity by using positive emotions and experiences to enhance learning. Positive emotions such as curiosity, interest, and enjoyment can increase learners' engagement and receptiveness to new information. Creating a supportive and positive classroom climate where students feel valued and respected can contribute to a more intense and emotionally positive learning experience. Additionally, the law of intensity suggests that educators should provide opportunities for active learning and participation. Active engagement in the learning process through discussions, debates, problem-solving activities, and collaborative projects intensifies the learning experience and promotes deeper understanding. By encouraging students to actively explore and apply knowledge, educators can create more meaningful and impactful learning experiences. Furthermore, the law of intensity underscores the importance of providing clear and focused instruction. Clear explanations, well-structured lessons, and explicit teaching of important concepts and skills can enhance the intensity of the learning experience. By presenting information in a concise and organized manner, educators can facilitate comprehension and reduce cognitive overload, thereby increasing the intensity of learning. By considering and applying the law of intensity in education, educators can optimize students' learning experiences and outcomes. By designing engaging and meaningful learning activities, fostering positive emotions, promoting active participation, and providing clear instruction, educators can create an intense and impactful learning environment. This ultimately enhances students' motivation, engagement, and retention of knowledge and skills. Number 7. The educational implications of the law of multiple responses. In education, the law of multiple responses refers to providing students with various opportunities to demonstrate their understanding and mastery of a given topic or skill. It recognizes that students may have different learning styles, strengths, and preferences, and thus allowing for multiple ways to responding can enhance their engagement, comprehension, and overall learning outcomes. By providing diverse avenues for students to express their understanding, educators can promote inclusivity and accommodate different learning preferences. Some students may excel in written assignments, while others may prefer oral presentation, artistic creation, or hands-on project. By offering a range of response options, educators tap into students' strength and allow them to showcase their learning in ways that resonate with them. Furthermore, the use of multiple responses fosters higher-order thinking skills and creativity. It encourages students to think critically, problem solve, and apply knowledge in different contexts. When students are given the opportunity to choose or explore various response options, they are more likely to engage deeply with the material and demonstrate their understanding at a higher level. Implementing the concept of multiple responses also benefits assessment practices. Instead of relying solely on traditional exams or standardized tests, educators can employ diverse assessment methods that capture the breadth of students' knowledge and skills. This provides a more comprehensive and authentic measures of their learning and encourages a growth mindset by focusing on progress rather than a narrow set of performance indicators. By embracing the concept of multiple responses in education, educators can foster a more inclusive, engaging, and effective learning environment. Offering students a variety of ways to demonstrate their understanding not only support their individual needs but also promote deeper learning, critical thinking, and creative expression. Number 8. The educational implications of the law of set attitude. The law of set attitude highlights the importance of considering students' attitudes when designing instructional strategies. Taking into account students' existing attitudes and beliefs can help educators tailor instructions to their needs and interests. By incorporating activities and materials that align with students' attitudes, educators can enhance relevance, engagement, and comprehension. By considering the influence of attitudes in education and actively addressing them, educators can create a positive and conducive learning environment that promotes motivation, engagement, and academic success. Fostering positive attitude towards learning can empower students to become lifelong learners and critical thinkers. Number 9. The educational implications of the law of analogy. The law of analogy suggests that learning and problem solving are facilitated when individuals can draw upon previous knowledge and experiences that are similar to the current situation or task. This principle highlights the importance of using analogies, metaphors, and connections to prior knowledge in educational context. Educators can leverage this principle by employing analogies and metaphors to make new concepts or ideas more accessible and relatable to students. By drawing connections between known and unknown concepts, educators can enhance understanding and promote deeper learning. Analogies can serve as cognitive bridges, helping students transfer their existing knowledge and skills to new situations. Additionally, the law of analogy supports the use of real-life examples and applications in teaching. By providing concrete and familiar context, educators can tap into students' prior experiences and knowledge, making learning more meaningful and engaging. Real-life examples can also help students see the relevance and practicality of what they are learning, enhancing motivation and retention. Furthermore, the law of analogy suggests that educators should encourage students to actively seek and create analogies themselves. By engaging in analogy making, students develop critical thinking skills as they must identify similarities and differences between situations and apply their knowledge in new contexts. This process promotes higher order thinking and deepens conceptual understanding. Moreover, educators can use the law of analogy to address misconceptions and facilitate conceptual change. By identifying students' existing mental models and comparing them to more accurate analogies, educators can help students reconstruct their understanding and resolve misconceptions. Analogies can serve as cognitive tools for reframing and restructuring students' thinking. By considering and applying the law of analogy in education, educators can enhance learning experiences and outcomes. Incorporating analogies, metaphors, real-life examples, and interdisciplinary connections support meaningful learning, transfer of knowledge, and conceptual change. Ultimately, the law of analogy promotes deeper understanding, critical thinking, and the application of knowledge to new situations. Number 10. The educational implications of the law of associative shifting. Associative shifting refers to the ability to transfer and apply learned associations from one context or situation to another. It involves the flexible use of knowledge and skills in different settings or scenarios. It highlights the need for educators to design instruction strategies and learning experiences that promote the application of knowledge and skills in various contexts. By providing opportunities for students to connect their learning to real-life situations, educators can enhance their ability to transfer and apply what they have learned to new and unfamiliar scenarios. Moreover, educators can support associative shifting by fostering critical thinking and problem-solving skills. By encouraging students to think deeply, analyze information, make connections, and draw on their prior knowledge, educators can enhance their ability to transfer learning across different domains. This can be accomplished through engaging activities, case studies, simulations, and projects that require students to apply their knowledge and skills in meaningful ways. Additionally, educators can facilitate associative shifting by promoting metacognitive strategies. Metacognition involves thinking about one's own thinking process and being aware of one's own learning. By guiding students to reflect on their learning experiences, identify patterns, and consciously apply their knowledge and skills in new situations, educators can enhance students' ability to transfer learning and promote a more self-directed and independent learning approach. Furthermore, creating interdisciplinary learning opportunities can support associative shifting. By integrating different subject areas and encouraging students to make connections between them, educators can enhance students' ability to see the relevance and interconnectedness of knowledge. This promotes a more holistic understanding and prepares students for real-world situations where knowledge is often applied in diverse and complex ways. By considering and incorporating strategies that support associative shifting in education, educators can help students develop the skills and mindset needed to transfer their learning to various contexts. By designing instruction that emphasizes real-life applications, critical thinking, metacognition, and interdisciplinary connections, educators can enhance students' ability to adapt, problem solve, and apply their knowledge and skills in meaningful and relevant ways. In conclusion, Edward Thorndike's theories of learning have significant educational implications. His laws and principles provide valuable insights into how students learn and how educators can optimize the learning process. By understanding the law of readiness, educators can ensure that instruction is appropriately matched to students' developmental readiness, promoting engagement and success. The law of exercise emphasizes the importance of practice and repetition in reinforcing learning and building strong neural connections. The law of effect underscores the significance of creating a positive and supportive learning environment to motivate and reinforce desired behaviors. The law of primacy and recency highlight the importance of order and timing in learning, suggesting the need for effective sequencing of instructional materials and opportunities for review. The law of intensity stresses the importance of making learning experiences meaningful, relevant, and emotionally engaging. The law of set attitude, associative shifting, and multiple response highlight the significance of considering students' attitudes, facilitating transfer of learning, and providing multiple avenues for students' response and expression. By applying these educational implications, educators can enhance their instructional practices, promote meaningful learning experiences, and support students' overall academic achievement and personal development. Thank you for watching this video on educational implications of Edward Thorndike's theory of learning. We hope you found the information valuable and insightful. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to our channel and sharing it with others who may find it beneficial. We appreciate your support and we look forward to bringing you more educational content in the future. Thank you again for watching and happy learning.